What was your first impression of Melissa Jo?
Well, I was interning for her dad, and I heard a lot about her before she came. And then she came and started working for her dad for a few weeks before she left on her mission. I was excited to meet her. And I remember being impressed with how hard she worked at her dad's office and how determined she was to figure out problems and produce quality work, even just in the few weeks that she was there. So I was impressed with that.
What was your first date?
So we worked together for a few weeks at her dad's office, and I really wanted to take her on a date, but she had a mission call and she had been dating someone, and she was my boss's daughter, and so there was a lot of things that made that a little tricky, asking her on a date. But the weekend before, she spoke in church and was set apart as a missionary. My friend Chase was setting up a double date, and so I was trying to find someone to take, and I really wanted to take Melissa Jo, and I debated back and forth whether or not I should do it because I didn't want to mess things up, but I just decided I was just going to go for it because she was the only one that I wanted to ask out. And so I called her up and we went on a date. We went to the Irvine Spectrum, we rode the Ferris wheel there, and it was great. It was an awesome date.
Who made the first move?
So on that first date, towards the end of the date, she told me that she liked me. And I was just like stunned, and I was blown away because I liked her, and the whole time she'd been interning I thought that I liked her, and then when she told me that, it was just like, what? And it was really embarrassing for me because after she told me that, I was just like quiet and didn't say anything back to her. She thought she just totally blew it by telling me that, but it was like, it wasn't that at all. It was that I was just so taken back that she would say that. So I would say that she definitely made the first move with that, and I'm glad she did.
What was it like riding Melissa Jo while she was on her mission?
It was a ton of fun riding Melissa Jo. She was so descriptive of what was going on. She'd send funny pictures, and I loved hearing about her adventures in the Bronx and riding the subway and trying different Dominican foods, and then going up to Poughkeepsie and being in a totally different area. And I just loved hearing her insights and her interactions with people and her takes on things, and it was awesome.
When was your first kiss?
Our first kiss was, we went up Provo Canyon, and I told her that I really liked her, and told her some other things, and then she told me, as we were driving back through the canyon, she asked me if I could pull over. And so we pulled over in the middle of the canyon at this little truck stop, and she started getting out of the car, and so I got out of the car and came around to her side of the car, and then she just grabbed me and pulled me in and kissed me.
Where were you when you first knew that you loved Melissa Jo?
I think I knew pretty quickly that I really liked her, at least. From working with her and just those few weeks before she left on her mission. But then I really got to get to know her through writing, and loved hearing about things that she was doing and hearing her perspective on things. And then when we got back and dating has been wonderful, and there have been moments when I definitely knew that I loved her and wanted to marry her. But I think really like pretty quickly I knew that I liked her a lot, at least.
Who said I love you first?
She did. That's all I got to say about that one. I don't know.
What are 4 words you would use to describe Melissa Jo?
Fun, adventurous, determined, and wholehearted.
What is MJ's greatest weakness?
ice cream. She loves ice cream, and her whole family loves ice cream. And they always have ice cream in their freezer. And I think if I wanted to really bother her and her family, I could hide their ice cream or steal their ice cream or something, and that would like set them off a little bit.
What is your favorite physical feature of Melissa Jo's?
She has beautiful eyes, and I love her hair also. It can be pretty and things, but then also like kind of wacky and fun, and I just love that.
Who's more competitive?
We're both very competitive. Melissa Jo's like really good at everything that she does, but I can beat her in some things, so it's pretty fun.
What is something that Melissa Jo geeks out on?
She loves science and nature and plants and stars and bugs and just being outside in the mountains or in the ocean. She loves all that.
What is something you love about Melissa Jo?
I love that she is ready to just go. She wants to just run outside and go do things and accomplish things. But she can also at the same time slow down and talk to someone or take a closer look at things. I love that she has that balance of just wanting to go 100 miles per hour, but then also being able to slow down and see things and take things in and talk to people and get to know people and be interested in people. I love you, Melissa Jo.